Oh, that was cool. So I was making a second video and I failed. And then I heard some bird call and I got some video and photos of some ravens over here. Maybe about 5 or so. So I was talking about delicately, what I say, remonstrating against idol worship. So this guy, Ken Wilber, he's still alive. This is his masterwork, Sex, Ecology, Spirituality. He's a best-selling mystic philosopher, I guess you'd call him. And what the ravens came as soon as I mentioned, I said, there's a sparrow over here. And I could say, oh, on the inside, all the birds are the same. So I was comparing, let's say, like esoteric Islam with esoteric Catholicism or stuff like that. And I got a few names and terms I confabulated. I mixed up hermeneutics and hermetics, so that was kind of stupid. And then I would get a little bit tiffed off or whatever, and I stopped the video and the ravens came. But I think we're all human, and I've gotten a lot of good ideas from Ken Wilber, but the thing about him that I don't like is that he'll say, like Sri Aurobindo said blah blah, or Rahamana Maharishi said blah blah, but he won't say where that word is, and he's quoting text. He's not quoting people that he talked to in individual conversations, or he's not quoting letters. So I feel like in a way he's a plagiarist, because also Gebser, William Thompson, Erwin William Thompson mentioned Gebser, and I read him, was it last year or the year before? And Wilbur basically took Gebser's idea, and he took a few other people's. I could name them. I would take me a minute to think of exactly where the ideas came from, but there's 2 other thinkers primarily that he took his ideas from. And he just mentions like, oh, blah, blah, thought similarly. But he doesn't say the crux of this argument is from, Gebser. And he obviously read the book, right? So I feel like that's disingenuous. And the thing about Wilbur is he... it's one thing in a speech, I think, to repeat yourself. But it's another thing in your over to continually reiterate. And another thing, when you're writing texts, he makes his system, but then he just keeps remaking his system. And it's like, okay, well, it's like, this is the quadrants 2.4, or it's like, okay, like just let it go, make a new system, or leave your old system behind. Don't revise the system every time, because then you'll have to make all these addendums and whatnot. So I think this is more of my nitty-gritty criticism. But the book, I read this book 3 times, and I mean, you can't see it, but I have highlights and quotes and underlined passages and stuff, and it was really instrumental and really essential for me to get on the path I'm on now, and to put me in the direction I've been going in. But I've had to say goodbye, and I think that's just kind of how it works anyway, in life. I mean, we try to hold on, and I think especially intellectually, academically, you want to have some kind of bastion of like this core, a kind of stone castle that you can, I don't want to say escape to, but that you can rest and you can sleep within that castle of strategic importance, because it's so fundamentally, I don't want to say intellectual. It's so fundamentally, theoretically important to you, right? And yet that's not possible, because I think it's only natural, even as a thinker, that you would eventually, revise your own thought. So what I'm saying about him is not entirely wrong, because for him to revise his thought, but it's just that he's done it so many times that it makes you wonder, does he really believe in it in the first place? If you go back 4 times and revise your old theory, maybe it's time to throw it away, right? Maybe that's the time that you throw away the baby. right? The bath water is gone. The baby's dead. It's a corpse, right? It's decaying. Throw it away. So that I'll leave you, and I'll go try to find these beautiful ravens, and nevermore.